I first didn't even want to talk because the topics for today they vex me special. So I first even wanted people to yarn before I yarn. Make I no go bomb base. First of all, Nigerians, let me start with APC. APC, I want to remind you people. I need you guys to hate APC from the bottom of your hearts. We are a forgiving nature. We are the only country in the world. A young child will be raped and defiled, and the family will tell you, forgive the rapist. He's a family man. He's the alpha. He's the bale. He's the popular old man in the neighborhood. So for too long, the average Nigerian has been forced to forgive situations he was not apologized to. That is why we are where we are. Why am I saying this? A man, Muhammadu Buhari, ran for elections in Nigeria for 12 years, back to back. Nigerians knew he was bad news. We rejected him every time. In 2011, this man was, Nigerians embarrassed him at the polls so much he cried and told his murderous set of fans to start burning the country. It is on record that between 800 to 1,000 Nigerians were killed. Almost 20 youth coppers lost their lives. Those youth coppers were people who on Twitter today, some of their handles are still alive and have not tweeted since 2011. This man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Atiku Abubakar came together, brought their funding, and packaged this man for Nigerians. They used the same media outfits that we have known now to be liars and rabble-rousers to package Buhari. They created the terminology, a reformed Democrat, to package Buhari. We all remember that term. Why does a man who claims to be a Democrat need to be reformed? It means at one time he did not believe in the tenets of democracy. True or false? True. Know how that they did not package Buhari. They packaged Buhari to such a point they didn't even allow Buhari to speak to Nigerians. Tinubu did most of the talking. Go and check Buhari campaign video 2015. Tinubu and Atiku did all 90% of the talking. There is a video Atiku raised Buhari's hand and said, the man that would defeat Jonathan and the PDP is here, and raised his hand. Today, 8 years later, Tinubu, Atiku, and a different person ran for election. And as a Nigerian, you are telling me that Tinubu and Atiku are part of the people you consider to vote for. You clearly do not have a good memory or bear grudges. Now, for 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, they created the BMC, the Buhari Media Campaign or Council or whatever that nonsense was called. And all they did with it was attack me, you, and all well-meaning Nigerians. When Buhari would put up a nonsensical policy, we would call him out. We would give financial indices to why this thing was wrong. And these bastards were fighting all of us. Before the names Obidiot, Obi Zombie, Obi this, remember we were called whalers. We were called non-progressives. We were called traitors. We were told to be arrested. We didn't love our country. We were told it was a growing curve. These were teething pains. Oh, Buhari has plans to do this, do that, do that. And this wicked tenets continued when the border was closed, when they fought crypto, when they banned Abuki FX, when they were printing more naira than the economy could take, when they were destroying Nigeria, when they were telling lies to the Nigerian people, when they were ruining the customs and the ports. These people were fighting me and you online, cursing us out, all the way to the last day of Buhari, to his last day in office. Remember, Bola Ahmed Tinubu came out and told us, I will continue in the economic policies of Buhari. Remember, Oshibanjo told us, I will continue in the marvelous, great, and intelligent economic policies of Buhari. Rotimi Amechi told us, I will continue in the policies of Buhari. In 2016, 2017, there's a newspaper headline from Kemi Adeosun, who was Minister of Finance at the time. We are currently using Tinubu's economic model for the Buhari government. And she broke down where and how all the ideas, this Emefiele they are arresting today, and this CBN, and this Buhari they are demonizing today, it is on public record that all their economic ideas were from Tinubu. I will post all my referrals on the Jumbotron. These, if you're a student of Nigerian politics, these are even websites and news stories that you know we are using Tinubu's economic model in Nigeria. So now you wake up, and Tinubu, who told you that Buhari was the best thing after sliced bread and he was going to continue in Buhari's policies, gets into power, and the first person he arrests, he clips, he nips in the bud is the man in charge of Buhari's entire economic policies. And you are impressed. Are you not an idiot? Tinubu gets into power, and in the first 10 days, all he's doing is reversing all of Buhari's economic policies so that he has opened the borders. And you are impressed. Are you not an idiot? These are people powerful enough, rich enough, influential enough within the party that would have held Buhari to account and forced Buhari to do something about Emefiele 8 years ago so that you wouldn't go through the stress you went through. But guess why? They kept quiet because they wanted Buhari's 11 million votes. Oh, there was a bull in the China shop destroying all the cutlery, smashing all the plates and pans. But nobody stopped that bull because, hey, so that when he is calm and I want to own the China shop, he won't disturb me. Forgetting that the bull will wreck everything in the China shop before you get in there. When Buhari and Emefiele printed and put us in a debt of 77 trillion naira, and you are telling us, so I asked Bola Ahmed Tinubu, why are you not continuing with Emefiele? Since you are going to walk in the light of Buhari's marvelous economic policies, since all we were going through were just teething pains, and the almost 200,000 people recorded who died in the last 8 years by murder and bloodshed alone, and it was just little pockets of genocide, according to Nasir El-Rufai. Why are you fighting his? If he was so marvelous, why didn't you just continue with his entire economic team? Why is Honorable Kazaure telling us that out of Buhari's fantastic economic agenda for the last 8 years, they should arrest 12 home ministers in Buhari's cabinet? So we Nigerians were not mad after all. We are not crazy people, Abi. We are not mad. We are not mad. You people were the mad people. God forbid we allow you guys 24 more hours in office after the tribunal tells you people to get lost. God forbid. Because this charade could have been settled in-house. Tinubu did not bring any extra people. So that means within them in the APC, they could have called Buhari since and told Buhari, let's remove subsidy as at 2015. But they didn't. They could have called Buhari and told Buhari, Emefiele is a bastard. But they didn't. They were dancing, they were going around with Emefiele. They collected Emefiele's 100 million naira, allowed him buy form for the presidential primaries. They, as far as they were concerned, Buhari was right. And we were all non-progressives. Today they have rebranded themselves to be shouting, arrest Bawa, arrest Emefiele. Bawa 101. When you get the chance to prosecute corruption, prosecute it to the fullest, because when corruption gets the chance to prosecute you, it will not hesitate to prosecute you to the fullest. Wherever Mr. Bawa is right now, I hope these words get to him somehow. I remember when I got into a plane to Abuja, and there were only about 2 seats left, and they begged this Mr. Bawa of EFCC. He was sitting down, the next seat next to him was empty. I remember that day, and they asked him, he said, I am the head of the EFCC. And it is not safe that I sit next to any other person. So I paid for 2 seats. I just looked this man that day as he's skinny, wear suit. I said, now wow, you were the highest way, don't do. I say they pursue Yahoo boys. Nah, wow. Okay, it's okay. Now, no Ribadu talk this one. I fit understand you. The highest your Twitter page they do now say on native pursue cat 3 Yahoo boys for upper Ekia dollar for Bini. Una seize their 2 PlayStation with 4 iPhone 5. Ogun kill you, yeah, your free seats. No wahala. Now when I come hold that Bawa guy for mind, say see this guy, nothing do you. Today, where is he? I heard Emefiele has spent 7 days in DSS. Oh, how are the mighty fallen? I don't believe this crap. But understand how bad a job Satan has done, that Lucifer came into power after Satan and took Satan to court. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is what APC is. Devils deceiving themselves. So you must be an idiot.
Lucifer takes Satan to court.
Imagine now. Just imagine now. I no can understand what in APC can they carry me the trabaye. I no can understand you. So APC now, if they leave now, I go follow waiting Kazaure talk, arrest 12 ministers, and I go arrest palliative humanitarian, and I go arrest Malami. Oh wow. Oh, so these guys were thieves. I thought the Buhari government was filled with saints. Oh, so they should arrest the head of the NNPC. Oh, but who has been Minister of Petroleum for 8 years? APC. When you people are tired, you will come down from Aso Rock. I repeat, you were a party created for opposition. Opposition A1, governance F9. Let's accept this thing. Come down and do a luta. And then we know what APC is. But governance, 0. Just 8 years in government. 14 governors who have come in, both APC to APC and other, are complaining that they've made the coffers of the country empty. First time in the history of the country. Because it was a free reign of corruption. You call out the one in Abia that, what are you doing? You cannot tell me you're not making money. He'll tell you, there's one ShopRite and one Chicken Republic in Abia State and we just got a cinema. You'll be asking, is it not billions of naira and dollars a state is giving, whether the state has potential or not? He will tell you that we give all the pregnant women 500 naira upon delivery. Okay, but now Alex Oti has entered this. Alex Oti is telling you that I can't find, there's no money. What did he do with money? Nigerians, I used to think we had what I would call cautious optimism. But I've now known that the Psychiatrists Association of Nigeria stating that 60 million people in this country have mental health issues. I'm now starting to understand it. Because even this chef, Dammy girl, and the support and the supporters for and against showed me that our what do they call it? Our moral compass as a nation is very warped. We have lost our moral compass. There was a post on the timeline yesterday where a young man said, my friend came home with a car. The father looked at him and said, you are too young to be able to afford this car. Where did you get it? Pack it outside or go and return it till you can explain. And people were in that post commenting, he should tell his father he did forex trading. There are so many ways young people of today can do this thing. But I come from a generation where my mother knew how many shoes I owned. So if I came home with an extra shoe, she would ask questions. I come from a Nigeria where my mother knew how many Nintendo cartridges I owned. So if I came home with a game, if I had swapped with a friend at school, I had to tell my mother it was a swap. But we are now in a generation where mothers will look at their daughters and say, hi, you're a beautiful girl. Now go and do a shower and feed the family. All this poverty we are going through. But the mother has no intention of working. And this is the Nigeria. That chef Dammy girl is the same thing. You support her. She tried. She attempted. She did this. But the process was wrong. She did not apply to Guinness World Records. It's the same thing we are saying about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The process. I don't care if she attempted. I don't care. The process. In the process, you apply. Then Guinness will tell you go ahead, then put their judges, and then you start. You don't just start.
My own is not even not just the process. My own is, how did you reach 120 hours in 3 days?
The process. Already when the foundation of the process was shaky, Mahmoud Yakubu
was she using alien time or Jupiter or Mercury or Mars?
To defend her as an APC son at the appeal court, did she tell you that she will broadcast the time in real time with beavers? As you want to ask question now.
Technicalities.
Gaslighting.
They say
all of a sudden we are arguing nonsense.
The offline time go.
The offline they go off this and she go sleep. The process. Some people want to tell you, hey, why are you condemning her when you're not holy? The process. This is the problem. Those of us who are suckers for the process, we are not mad. Ask Saddam, ask Otumba. One thing they will tell you about N6 at the back end is that N6 is a man of the structure and the process. Because I must tabulate it. I must be able to write it down. Collect the money. Reach out to support groups. Give out money. Keep a posting of financial statements. Otumba knows. That's why me and Otumba work very well together. He's a man of process. So that you don't lose yourself along the line. Already now, Maury Bruce, Mr. Common Sense, has forgotten that common sense required. Okay, let me ask a pastor. Hold on, all the pastors. Is this how God would have allowed your candidate to win election? I want to know. Your candidates that you're supporting, is this how will God have allowed him win that election in such a way that the day he won it, there was not jubilation around the country?
Even when God works in mysterious ways,
though. The Nigerian God, obviously.
Sorry, the Nigerian God.
One of the pastors who was suspiciously silent for a while, till I called him out. Pastor Jerry Eze. When I called him out, NSPPDians attacked me. I said, Pastor Jerry Eze, I'm not interested in you. You're an Igbo man. So let it not even be like tribalism. But please, Nigerians, wake up with you at the cock crow of dawn. Tell them to go and get their PVCs. It's the least you can do. Because while you are speaking in tongues, the Holy Spirit, they pause inside your head to call your account number. Make it they pause for your head to the tell people when they go collect their PVC. If they whine me, I be one they whine Jesus. NSPPDians, they attack me. There was one young white boy that traveled to Nigeria. One day he was at the private jet lounge and he recorded Pastor Jerry Eze at the private jet lounge. He posted it on Instagram. I said, hey, Pastor Jerry, they enter private jet. Today there's a story that Pastor Jerry go carry money, give to Dike. Today it's on the blogs. I'm not calling names, but I'm calling names. Enough of this charade. You get one girl who called me that time. Hello, she's on this platform. Are you going for TAPE? Are you going for tape? I said, what's that? Oh, this thing they're doing at House on the Rock. Now, so I said, I know they go tape. She go the tape finish, come back on the shake pay for Ade Farasi. Say, can you imagine this man has corn in his pocket? And she's a Yoruba girl. I was so embarrassed that he came up excited as if Bola Ahmed Tinubu scored hat-trick at Champions League final. Oh, I told you. I full hand they look at him. I became more Christian when I stopped going to church. I became more Christian when I stopped going to church.
Nigerian church, my brother.
When I stopped going overseas, church no dey overseas. So it's still, the data is still accurate. I became more Christian when I stopped going to the Nigerian church. Because there's no need. The pastor Suleiman, where they support you. Now still Pastor Suleiman, where they form, say they support Peter Obi and they obedient. Now still Pastor Suleiman, where fuck Stephanie Otobo. Now still Pastor Suleiman, where enter toilet, come out for France without visa, land back for Nigeria without flight. Now still Pastor Suleiman carry 7 mopo with bulletproof car. The day where people will want to kill Suleiman, shoot Suleiman. Suleiman's children were not saved because the car was covered in the blood of the Holy Ghost. They were saved because the car was in a bulletproof, and 7 Nigerian policemen died that day. It's all on record. So if me, as an obedient Christian, can't go put my faith for Suleiman. The day that the people who hate Suleiman so much that they shot at his wife and 4 children in his car to the point of killing 7 police will come to shoot Suleiman. Maybe that day they'll want to shoot people in his church like they did in our war. I'll be looking at you as an obedient that day. Because the pastor in our war no do half of what all these GOs do. Then shoot in church. They shoot up in playpen for a war. So Lord knows the day these people's enemies will have the mind to come into their church. You will not see me there that day. There's a reason why Nigerians need to break out of these delusions. Nobody knows God more than you. Nobody. God does not forgive anybody more than you. And an easy way these men always catch a demographic is the women. One thing about religion is religion has learned to demonize women more than it has demonized men. When you check religions and sin, there are more ways a woman can be sinful or sin against God according to religion than men. Religion will forgive men of certain things, but stone a woman to death for doing with her vagina what a single man would do with his penis. That is where they always hold women.
There's a news on Parallel Facts that I did 2 days ago. So the Southern Baptist Convention in the US has expelled 2 churches. Do you know what the church's crime is? They have women pastors. This is the Southern Baptist Convention. This is the biggest. So what you're saying about the way women are demonized in religion is so apt. I think I'll repost it. They're crying for those 2 churches.
You see, one of the biggest problems in Christianity, let me just drop this here before I move on, is Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul came into Christianity and committed more to Christianity than Jesus Christ. All the freedom we enjoy in Christ were repelled in Apostle Paul. Women should cover their hair. Women should do this. Women cannot preach. Women cannot this. But I go on the ask, say Apostle Paul, no be Roman, where they meet for the road for men, we meet God for men road. Apostle Paul is not even more important to your life as a Christian than Moses. And Moses has some of the things he also said against women. So ladies, to emancipate yourself. It's one of the greatest times to be women in the history of the world. There was even a time women were not allowed to vote. So you might not even have been in this discussion to start with. Embrace that. So APC, arresting APC, APC, condemning APC, APC, upturning APC's policies, APC's stooges, your pastor, your Alafins, your Onis, your royal fathers, your all of APC's stooges, your politicians, APC's 2.0, PDAPC, PDP, PDP influencers, PDP's easily impressed politicians, all of them are people that we, the Nigerian people, knew that if we can put Peter Obi in, we retire PDP and APC for good. We did not make a mistake. We won the election. So let APC be doing what APC is doing. Just remember that anything APC does today that you feel happy about, remind yourself APC could have done those things 8 years ago. Tinubu did not come with a new cartel. APC could have arrested all these people 8 years ago. When Buhari left power, there's nothing different. There's nothing. Osinbajo got up today, he's heading to Sierra Leone as an election observer. But throughout the election in Nigeria, he did not observe anything. His handle didn't tweet for almost 6 months. He was doing a knee surgery. No wahala. God will judge everybody. I go also to Asari, Dokubo, and the military. And this will be brief. Buhari, I repeat, started this impunity. Don't forget to hate Ahab. Anywhere you see that man, even Northerners are speaking out. Anywhere you see Buhari speaks one place, that man is an economic terrorist. He was sent to destroy this country. Buhari had a vendetta against Nigerians and Nigeria. Maybe we did something to him before. Buhari has not told us when we raped him or when we stole his babe, that he came back after running for president for 12 years to do Nigeria this thing. Why is Asari Dokubo blowing hot? In 22nd of September 2022, Buhari authorized a 48 billion naira contract to a former Niger Delta militant called Government Ekpemukpolo, aka Tompolo. Now, this contract was given for pipeline protection. And remember, this contract is 48 billion naira that will be paid to him every year. The Buhari government did not deem it fit to add 48 billion naira a year to the Nigerian Navy's defense budget and let the Navy be 48 billion naira more powerful to protect our pipelines. No, they give it to a terrorist, a nation that continually brokers deals with terrorists and then, even worse, adds a financial incentive. That is why Fulani and Boko Haram headsmen could use this and ask what of amnesty for headsmen, which they did in 2021. So I ask again, when Buhari has authorized that a militant should be given 48 billion naira a year, why wouldn't Asari Dokubo, upon arrival of a new government, try to be Bola Ahmed Tinubu's militant and see if he can get 48 billion naira a year in a contract? Since they are upturning everything from Buhari, they might as well upturn Tompolo's contract. True or false? I remind you, Nigerians, this is the same Asari Dokubo. At November of 2022, he brandished 2 AK-47s in a publicized video and threatened obedience. Remember, please, because I always tell you people about my memory. Who remembers that video? Ben Hundeyi, Prince Moye, till today, while we shout, oh, they should have, before Msu Oluomo had made his tribalist statements, Asari Dokubo had, if anybody can find that video, please tag it to us. Let's put it on the Jumbotron. Asari Dokubo brandished 2 AK-47s in a country where owning of arms is illegal. He was never reproached for that. But today, he is brown decor, so that whenever you see it, you know that that person speaking is speaking from a position of authority. Please, what position of authority is Asari Dokubo using to gaslight and rewrite NSAS when we who were at NSAS saw at Ikeja when a government boss BRT came without? So when did IPOB enter NSAS matter?
And did you see the reaction from the military? The reaction from the military is not even. It doesn't.
So I ask again, ladies and gentlemen, if the Nigerian police had arrested Asari Dokubo for brandishing 3 AK-47s, he would have done a 3-year term according to the Nigerian constitution. Asari Dokubo right now would not be talking. If you want to try your luck, please, I beg you, take 2 play AK-47s. Make a video now threatening Tinubu supporters. I just want to check something. Let it be 2 fake.
Who was the pastor? What pastor in what church? Was it in Abuja? That brought AK? Was it where? Was it Kaduna or where?
God bless you. Koza's pastor. No, House on the Rock. House on the Rock, Abuja branch.
God bless you, Otumba.
May God, Otumba, God bless your memory for this, because that's where I was heading. A pastor in Abuja brandished an AK-47 that he took from his orderly, his legally ordained police orderly, to preach a sermon. He did not brandish that AK-47 to shoot at people. According to the orderly, the magazine was empty, but that pastor was arrested in 24 hours. Asari Dokubo brandished 2 AK-47s, threatened an entire political movement that, even with their rigging, has 6-point-something million Nigerians in it, according to their rig numbers. Until today, Asari Dokubo is in Aso Rock with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, giving press conference in the hollow chambers. You see, the stupidity of the APC continues to run deep. Why do I say this? A government that is fighting for legitimacy, the last thing or last people that should be around you are illegitimate characters of states. But here we are. Agberotocracy is now fully enshrined in Aso Rock to the point that a militant is threatening the Nigerian military. My last submission on this space, remember, was Plata e Plomo. And today again, Asari Dokubo has shown you people the silver, the lead. Remember when you obedience brandished that all the polling units around the military formations in this country voted for LP? Do you remember? Today, the drug baron you have put in, because I ask, every drug lord has a small army of soldiers. So when he gets into power, do you think those soldiers will then be put in matters of state or kept to be soldiering? The Nigerian military under Buhari, the Nigerian Navy under Buhari was circumvented for a former marine terrorist. And the Nigerian land forces under Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being circumvented for a land terrorist. Congratulations, Nigerians, you played yourself. You played yourself. No wahala. The judges were given their own plata el plomo on Monday. The Nigerian military has been given its own plata el plomo on Saturday. Congratulations to all involved. Like I said, I am more of a political historian. I have a book where I write down every day what happens and my observations. And I laugh and I smile. Because today, Asari Dokubo, as with what happened with Bawa 101, the brandisher of AK-47s that the armed forces refuses to prosecute yesterday will not hesitate to prosecute the armed forces when he gets into the hollow chambers tomorrow. True or false? The Nigerian army has shown Asari Dokubo Pepe. Asari Dokubo has fired the first warning shot at the Nigerian army. This is the same man that promised he would raise fire and brimstone if the Niger Delta president, Goodluck Jonathan, was rigged out of power. Jonathan was rigged out, Buhari won, Asari didn't do anything. 8 years later, Asari is frolicking with the people who he fought against in 2014, because who were the people fighting Jonathan in 2014? It's the same APC people now. Oh, how time flies. That is why a country must be run by youth, because there's a certain age you are, you have not been compromised. I promise you by 50, when Saddam might have 2 kids, I might have 3 children, Otumba might have, his kids would have been much older. We might not have the time to do spaces 3 times a week for 7 hours. That anointing would have been passed to the way is and the rest. That is why youth is important to run a country. But every time the world keeps getting it wrong, and you put men that have been compromised over time, freedom fighters like Festus Keyamo, legal freedom fighters like Festus Keyamo, are now supporters of evil and defenders of impunity. It is important that the youth galvanize and take over Nigeria. We might not have 4 more years in us. The man that you playfully is sitting in Aso Rock, sat in Lagos State, and Lagos State 24 years later has been unable to shake off his cohorts in an election. Unable to. If you give him 1 year in Aso Rock, I promise you will be unable to shake off his cohorts for 24 years. I promise you. This is institutionalized. So I tell you, Nigerians, it's been very sad. One Nigeria turned out to be a farce. The Pandora's box of our unity has been opened. And we are a small community. We are in the majority, but we will not cower. We are fighting really terrible people. There is one obedient called Harry Ofido, who for the last 2 months have been following him, has been repeating these people's account details online. Can you imagine? I ask again, do you know how diabolical it must have been in the APC that somebody suggested, let us go on Twitter and search for everybody that's posted their account details online and enroll them? Because this is more than a coincidence. This is 1 year later, and we're still finding account details of APC supporters online. Oh, what a devilish political strategy. Harvesting the dredges of your society. But no wahala. We will overcome. God bless our sisters, the Sarah Ibrahims and the rest of them. I believe that we are losing out on premium content by not having this tribunal broadcast live. Just reading the tweets alone, I can imagine what it would have, the views and the ratings on our Rise and channels and the rest. I still hope it's something that can be looked into. But we are going to win back our mandate. The process is what matters. The man answering Your Excellency did not come in there by a process that was excellent. I ask all our Nigerian pastors, if this man is God's anointed and God's chosen, he would have gotten into power the way we celebrated MKO Abiola nationwide with Jubilee, even with all of Abiola's baggage. Please remember, he was celebrated when he won June 12th. This is not ordained of God. And at worst, we will run this election again. At worst. Mahmoud Yakubu, for all the mouths he made, has refused to show up to court. So, Nigerians, keep the faith, but I remind you, hate APC with all your guts, because APC has embarrassed Buharis today. The Baptists of APC have embarrassed the Buharis today, because everybody who defended Buhari for the last 8 years has been embarrassed today. Are we waiting till the Shetimais will embarrass the Baptists? Please, let's take our mandate very serious. Very, very serious. Repost, retweet every time you see these stories. We have the numbers. And also, we have beaten them on Twitter and TikTok and on Facebook. I want to say we're probably leading about 70-30 or 60-40. But these demons have gone to Instagram. Please open your own banner and give them woto and block them. The way we block them to oblivion, block them, because mass blocking causes the website to bring down the handle automatically. Let's block them as well on Instagram, and God will bless every single one of you. Nigeria is ours, and I want to remind you guys, just in case you have forgotten, Nigeria, with what we have in Nigeria, with what we have in us as Nigerians, Nigeria can be the greatest country in the world in less than 4 years. With the mediocrity Bola Ahmed Tinubu is even doing, you can see that if not that Buhari was a bastard, we were not even meant to be here. Nigeria can be great in less than 4 years. We can be dragging with Dubai in 8 years at least. I beg of you, keep the faith. Hold steady, and we will win. Hate the APC with all your hearts, because what they are doing today that is exciting you could have been done 8 years ago, and you wouldn't have to go through all of this shit. Today, you cannot find any of the old Naira, any of the new Naira notes in circulation, but they put you through hellfire because 2 old men were tussling over I don't want you to have bribe money for elections. And guess what? They were both in the same party. They were both in the same party. Omo Nigerians, no they go calm. No they go calm. The devil cannot fight the devil because the devil tortured you. And then you believe that, oh, the devil, stop the devil from torturing me. So the devil must have good plans for me now. That's not how evil works. Are you? God bless you all, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very, very much. Oh my goodness. Wonderful submission as usual. Woo! Guys, I told you guys it's going to be an amazing space today. I think before I come up to the next, open up the floor for other people to come to the conversation, I just want to say, guys, please, I see all of you following us on Instagram already. I think over, let me check as the last count I got here. Guys, many of you are not believers, so believe, please, and go on Instagram and follow us real quick. I see we have over 100 of you that followed us just now, so please, let's get our numbers up on Instagram. As MC just said right now, that is that channel that we must go and block. We must take over Instagram by fire, by force. We are raising an army that will go there and silence the voices of this criminal. I also a news posted on Power Facts. Let me read the headline. Borno attack. Boko Haram behead 7 farmers. Boko Haram behead 7 farmers. You know, Boko Haram, they hit Boko Haram's doings for 8 years. It was like Boko Haram has gone.
They were calling them bandits, my brother. They are going back to the real terminology because Buhari has left power.
Has gone. God bless you.
God bless you. There's no more Lai Mohammed gagging the